Next week, we will be talking about nutrition intervention, which is the next phase of the nutrition care process. When we're talking about nutrition intervention, really the first thing that comes to mind before the intervention is the nutrition prescription. The nutrition prescription is different than the diet order. The diet order is something that the physician typically is responsible for ordering as a part of the patient's admission orders to a hospital. So the patient may be admitted to the hospital. They may be given a list of orders, including medications that are given, physicians that are going to see the patient, treatments the patient will get, and then each patient will get a diet order. But the nutrition prescription is really what the dietitian thinks the patient needs in terms of diet in order to meet their needs and have appropriate care. So for example, the physician might have ordered a 2-gram sodium diet, but the dietitian recognizes that the patient should also be on a consistent carbohydrate diet because they have diabetes. And so the prescription might include a calorie level the dietitian recommends, as well as the various restrictions that are recommended. And the purpose of that nutrition prescription is sort of to underlie, I guess, the intervention. So when we intervene, it should be within the bounds of the nutrition prescription. So perhaps we recommend a DASH diet, and part of the intervention is to educate on a DASH diet. And another part is to make sure that the patient's hospital diet reflects a high fruit and vegetable diet. Nutrition intervention encompasses basically 4 domains. And so the first domain is food and or nutrient delivery. And that intervention is closely linked to the intake area of diagnosis. So if a patient has an intake-based nutrition diagnosis, typically their interventions, many of them should fall within the food and or nutrient delivery domain. So for example, you might provide the diet that meets the nutrition prescription, and you might, for example, see that the patient gets extra snacks if they're underweight and aren't eating enough. Nutrition education has more to do with informing the patient about the diet and ways of meeting their needs in the diet, and counseling has more to do with helping the patient modify their behavior in order to meet their dietary needs. And finally, coordination of care has to do with, for example, maybe you understand that the patient has food security issues or insecurity issues, and so you refer the patient to a social worker or to a particular service like TANF or SNAP benefits. And then when you develop that nutrition intervention, though, you're hopefully developing an intervention that targets the etiology portion of the nutrition diagnosis or the problem, or if you can't, that will at least improve the signs or symptoms.